Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're journeying down a truly magical path from the classic Urdu fairy tale, The Crystal Road. It's a fantastic story with a really powerful message about how our choices, whether they're kind or cruel, end up building the very paths we have to walk in life.
So, the story kicks off with these incredibly harsh words. Right away, we're plunged into our heroine's world and you can just feel the constant shadow of cruelty she lives under. It really sets the stage for one of those classic tales, where inner strength has to overcome a really difficult world.
And here she is. This is Naila, our main character. She's a kind-hearted girl who's basically treated like a servant in her own home. The one place that's supposed to be her source of comfort is, well, it's anything but. I mean, the contrast here is just night and day. While Naila is working her fingers to the bone, getting only scraps of bread and onion to eat, what are her two stepsisters up to? Oh, just playing games and scheming. They're completely consumed by this bitter jealousy of Naila's natural beauty and her kind spirit, all the qualities they just don't have.
But here's the thing. Even in these dark, miserable circumstances, Naila's true character just shines right through. So when she meets a stranger in need, she doesn't even hesitate to share the tiny bit of food she has. And this one single act of generosity, well, it's about to change her destiny forever.
So, as a reward for being so selfless, the old woman who, let's be real, is clearly more than she appears, gives Naila this incredibly powerful blessing. It's basically a prophecy of hope, promising an end to all her suffering and a future she could only ever dream about.
And you won't believe how fast that blessing kicks in. We're talking almost immediately. Soon after, in that exact same forest, Naila just happens to have a chance encounter with a handsome prince. And boom, the connection is instant. It's totally undeniable. Okay, so to keep these secret meetings going, the prince gives Naila a pretty remarkable gift, a Jadui powder, or magical powder. And this, right here, is the heart of our story. It's a substance that can literally create a physical path between them, allowing him to travel to her side in an instant. So with these words, the prince basically hands Naila the key to their shared future. This glittering crystal road becomes their own private bridge, this beautiful secret that allows their love to blossom, far away from all those prying, jealous eyes back at her home. But of course, happiness in fairy tales is often pretty short-lived, isn't it? Just when things are finally looking up for Naila, this dark shadow of jealousy starts to creep in, and it's threatening to just shatter all the joy she's finally found.
Meanwhile, back at the house, Naila's happiness has definitely not gone unnoticed. Her stepsisters, they are super suspicious of her cheerful mood, and they decide to start spying on her, totally determined to uncover the source of her good fortune.
And wow, what they discover just sends them into a complete rage. Seeing that beautiful crystal road and hearing about the prince's love for Naila, their envy just boils over into pure, raw hatred. They decide they have to not only destroy her happiness, but, as they say, get rid of her at any cost.
Their plan is just as cruel as their hearts. They don't just block the path, they transform it into this vicious trap, replacing the beautiful crystals with a bed of burning hot coals. And now, all they have to do is wait for the unsuspecting prince to walk right into their scheme.
And the trap, it works with devastating effect. The prince, expecting to walk on a path of crystal, is terribly injured, suffering these severe burns that no ordinary doctor can possibly heal. The entire kingdom is just thrown into despair. And this is where the story takes a really dark, almost poetic twist. While the king is searching high and low for a cure, Naila overhears her sisters celebrating their evil deed. And as they're gloating, they reveal the one grotesque antidote. The prince can only be healed by an ointment made from their own melted fat. Just unbelievable. So, armed with this truly terrible secret, Naila knows what she has to do. This is where she proves that her courage is just as strong as her kindness. She sets off for the palace, determined to save the prince she loves, no matter what the personal cost might be. She gets to the palace, and despite just being a humble commoner, she announces that she holds the cure. So, she's brought before the ailing prince, ready to face this final, gruesome task. And it works. Naila applies the cure, and the prince is miraculously healed. True to his word, the king announces that this brave commoner is going to marry his son. Naila's virtue is rewarded big time, and her sisters? Well, they're left behind, consumed by their own malice, and, in a perfect twist,
forced to do the very chores they once dumped on her. And so the whole story wraps up with a grand celebration. Nyla's long journey of suffering is finally over. The unloved girl who shared her last piece of bread is now a beloved princess, her kindness and courage having paved her true path to happiness.
In the end, the story's central metaphor is crystal clear, right? The sisters built a path of burning coals from their own hatred and were ultimately left behind by it. Nyla's kindness created a path of crystal that led straight to happiness. It's a timeless reminder for all of us, isn't it? To consider the paths, the ones people can see and the ones they can't, that we build with our own actions every single day. Thanks for joining this explainer.